November 25th, 2020. Unity SMP began as an anarchy server for just SHEADON and 9 other players to create chaos. When 2 players denied the invite and one decided not to join for the next 3 months, the island everyone spawned on was torn into madness. SHEADON, Xavier, SwerveTrooper, SwerveSoldier, and MrFyre all joined at launch. Xavier drew first blood, killing SHEADON before he could even manage to defend himself. After fighting a few more times, Xavier and SHEADON decided to work together to progress. They went into the Nether and found a bastion where SHEADON died again. Then SHEADON died a third time when Xavier led an angry, zombified piglin onto his bridge to kill him. The alliance wasn't working out, so SHEADON decided to work alone. He speedran making a respawn anchor in an ender chest and hid out on top of the Nether. He immediately began building a blackstone castle, a landmark where chaos was destroyed and born, gone but present. This castle would take weeks to build, but take less time to fall. After leaving the Nether, successfully killing SHEADON a few times, Xavier went back to the overworld, thoroughly kitted out, prepared to move far away from all the anarchy. Boating through ice caps and marching through deserts, Xavier made his way to a small and deserted island, 5 kilometers away from spawn. On this island, Xavier would build the greatest location for industry ever known. He was the producer of iron, arrows, bones, tools, and emeralds that would also soon become the target of stealing and destruction. MrFyre, SwerveTrooper, and SwerveSoldier recently met SHEADON and his friends after being invited to hunt Xavier and SHEADON in a manhunt. They were the newest additions to the group, but were determined to make sure they were remembered as greats of the SMP. When they began, they avoided conflict and took refuge on the opposite side of the spawn island, from where everyone else was exploring. They dug underground, their base consisting of chests labeled for each one of them, and a strip mine system with a nether portal inside. They had farms on the coast right in front of their door, but this place would soon be forgotten. MrFyre was left alone on the island when SwerveSoldier and SwerveTrooper managed to use previous SHEADON Unity SMP streams to find his base. There was an island next to SHEADON's portal in the overworld where Soldier and Trooper would live, but not for long. After his friends left him, MrFyre decided to move his base closer to spawn. He dug his home into a mountain and in the process caught a salmon and named him Thanos. Dylan, a recognizable figure on SHEADON's channel since the very first video, which has since been removed from YouTube for child endangerment. Dylan was a brave but klutzy soul, having endured plenty of minor childhood trauma because of SHEADON.
Back with Parkour Horse Feet Edition, alright?
He joined Unity SMP later on the day of launch, but immediately moved away from the island. He set up camp on a river next to a roofed forest, where he would build his home and farm peacefully without any trouble. So far, everyone on the server has denied the life of anarchy, until Matt joined the server. He joined a few days after everyone else, but immediately got to work. He'd speedrun beating the Ender Dragon before anyone else got the chance. He pocketed the egg into an ender chest where it would stay forever. After beating the game, he built his home in a tundra near a stronghold. It was a beautiful log house town built out of spruce wood. One day during a MrFyre livestream, Matt and SHEADON showed up at his base and started to annoy him. He was just casually cutting down trees around his base when they showed up and started burning down the forest. To further mess with MrFyre, SHEADON would steal Thanos the salmon and rename him to Thanos. Before towns, before war, and before laws, Adam was invited to join Unity SMP. He joined the server after SHEADON bought him Minecraft for his birthday. He was new to the game, but would soon become a valiant and powerful character on the server. Adam was given a tour by Matt and SHEADON. Matt adopted Adam as his son, and SHEADON offered Adam a room in his castle. They tried to get back to SHEADON's base through the Nether, but Adam fell in lava on the way. In an attempt to mess with Adam, SHEADON told him to punch a baby zombified piglin, which caused all the nearby piglins to chase him. So Adam, you see that pigman over there? I'm gonna need you to punch it.
Don't believe
that's not what I meant! I was kidding! He's gonna die. Adam's getting targeted by every pigman in existence. When SHEADON, Matt, and Adam were done with their tour, they hung out at SHEADON's castle. As an inside joke with Matt, SHEADON, and one of their friends, they built a small building they called Janitor's Closet. They named a zombified piglin janitor and let him live in the closet. The same day, SHEADON and Matt captured a zombie villager they named Ted, and used him for mending books. Matt wanted to give Janitor a book to read when he was bored, so we wrote a book also entitled Janitor's Closet, which was an adult novel about segs. The Swerves despised this book. The entire rest of the day, they would make multiple attempts to take the book, even trying to take it during online school hours. Luckily, Matt was quick to get online and stop them, but one day, SHEADON returned to his base after netherite mining, and found Janitor was missing. Not only that, the Swerves had stolen the book and burned it. For Matt, that was the last straw. He got on the server 20 minutes after SHEADON and helped him devise a plan. At this point, they did not know where the Swerves' base was, so they spent the majority of the stream searching for them. They checked their original base that they had with MrFyre and burned all of the items inside. Soon enough, SHEADON found their base right next to his, where SwerveSoldier was hiding. SHEADON chased him out of his home and burned or stole everything inside. The day before the Swerve War, SHEADON built the landmark known as Unity Center. This place has laws and structure, the first of its kind on the server. People who committed crimes would have to pay diamonds to whoever they wronged, or they'd be sent to prison. The first buildings at Unity Center were the Crack Den and the Kelp Shop. In the Crack Den, SHEADON sold drugs to whoever needed them, and in the Kelp Shop, FYRE provided the server with the cheapest and easiest food source. Later, Matt built the bar where they would start every stream for a while by getting a drink. Unity Center would not be officially an independent colony until December 19th, when SHEADON planned to give a speech to establish the borders. Today is the day Unity Center would be established as its own colony and the start of the greater Unity SMP. The event was attended by Matt, Xavier, FYRE, Adam, Trooper, and Soldier. Dylan had taken a leave of absence from the server, but would soon come back to continue his farm. SHEADON started his speech thanking everyone for coming. Not only did he establish Unity Center as an independent colony, he also established his castle as the colony of Shaytown.
Alright, so, thank you all for being here. I know this is the first event on the server, so, round of applause to that, yeah! Basically, I started this event to, one, show you guys the beautiful land that we have constructed so far. This place is going to get bigger and better as time goes on. And, I also wanted to announce that my base, my castle, is now the colony of Shaytown. And, it is now an established colony, and that is where me and Adam will be residing on this server.
Alright.
And I just want to tell you guys how great it's been to have all of you on the server so far, and I hope you guys have fun for the rest of this SMP, which hopefully will last a lifetime.
This name originated from the town of a faction he made on a previous SMP. The speech was wrapping up when Matt got up out of his seat and declared he would be the leader of Unity Center. In his eyes, SHEADON was weak. His only power was as the server owner. Matt had withers, netherite, potions, notch apples, and all SHEADON had was the console. Matt said he could provide much better for the server, and that leaders have to have physical power and strength.
You know, I have an idea, right? So, who's gonna be here to enforce the laws? Some short little Asian kid? I don't think that's good enough, right?
SHEADON drew back his bow and fired the first shot in an effort to keep his colony. With the combined efforts of SHEADON and Xavier, Matt was killed with minimal casualties. MrFyre was killed in crossfire by SwerveSoldier. When Matt was killed, his armor was collected by SHEADON and handed down to Adam, his son. SHEADON finished the speech, exiled Matt from Unity Center, and everyone went on with their days. Suddenly, SHEADON was running through Unity Center, talking about how he hates children.
I hate kids. I hate kids thoroughly. I thoroughly hate kids.
And Matt showed up. Matt began to blow up the entire town. After stopping the first explosion, Matt returned with more TNT and finished the job. Not only Unity Center, but FYRE's base was also destroyed. Luckily, FYRE anticipated this might happen on an Anarchy server, so he hid his dog, Ruff, someplace else. This had gotten too far for SHEADON, so he went to Matt's base to negotiate. After the conversation went nowhere, SHEADON left just to be alerted that his beloved castle had been destroyed. Fortunately, this was just a bluff to draw him away. but SHEADON and Matt continued to talk. SHEADON begged for Shaitan to be spared, but all Matt did was threaten to kill his son Adam. Matt went into hiding for the time being as the server continued to expand. December 26th, 2020. 1 week after Matt's acts of terrorism was the Unity Center Christmas party. SHEADON had built a Christmas tree with presents underneath specific to each person. When it was time for the party to start, only 2 people showed up, Adam and Dylan. The only people to show up to SHEADON's party were the 2 people who had been on his channel since the beginning. The 3 of them played games in Unity Center and opened presents. Dylan left the party and Adam went back to his house, but SHEADON was not satisfied with the attendance. He spent hours collecting sponge for Xavier and enchanting shovels for the Swerves, but hardly anyone showed up. SHEADON grew upset. In a fit of rage, he went invisible at Dylan's base and messed with him to cheer himself up. That day, Piggo joined the server. He was Kostina's first ever Twitch sub. Starting his presence on the server as a statue in the castle, he eventually joined the server in an attempt to annoy everyone. December 28th, a rumble in the ground. What was meant to be a peaceful visit to Dylan's base suddenly turned to madness. Xavier and SHEADON were chased by a growing black hole that eventually caught up and swallowed them. The black hole's next destination was the main Unity spawn island. One by one, people were wiped out of existence, with MrFyre being the last to escape. He leapt into the ocean, but it was too late. The black hole had taken every single player. After traveling through the black hole, everyone was spit out on what looked like the same world, but none did they know they had actually been taken by a temporal wormhole that transported them to December 6th, 2020. This world was a familiar one, but one that needed to be rebuilt. Together, every player on the server worked to repair what had been lost. With the brand new world came one big reward. Janitor had been revived. For safekeeping and to avoid another war, Matt hid Janitor in the floorboards of his home. Eventually, the team learned to accept this new world as their home, but it was soon too much like their old world. With the new world, previous villains would continue to terrorize the server. After the Purge, FYRE was rebuilding with the Swerves when he found SwerveSoldier with a set of enchanted netherite armor, something he did not have before the Purge. Soldier had cheated in netherite armor and 24,000 glowstone blocks. FYRE reported the crimes to SHEADON, dealing the netherite armor and giving it to him. SHEADON planned to get justice. The crimes were pinned on both Trooper and Soldier, so SHEADON planned to search their base and bring them to trial. He couldn't go about this in a violent manner, he needed to do this the lawful way. Before searching the base, SHEADON needed a warrant. There was currently no court system in Unity Center, so instead SHEADON went to a majority of the members and pleaded his case. If more than half of the members approved of a search, a warrant would be issued. After meeting with other players and coming to a conclusion, SHEADON was issued the warrant. He went to the Swerve's base and under no surprise found all the glowstone. After it was all confiscated, the Swerves were put on trial. Being the only person available at the time, Matt was temporarily taken out of exile to act as a judge in the case. Trooper was released for giving sufficient evidence against Soldier during his case, and Soldier was found guilty. He was then escorted to prison for 24 hours and given a fine of 32 diamonds he had to pay to his brother. Unfortunately, Soldier would not be around long enough to pay the fine. While in the process of collecting the diamonds to pay to his brother, Soldier and Trooper began a war of their own, the Swerve Civil War. Both players had been killed, going back and forth, gaining and losing the upper hand over time, even calling backup from FYRE and SHEADON at some points. After all the pain, having to restart progress many times, Soldier had had enough. While all alone, Soldier killed himself, for good. Before the Purge, Matt was hidden away in a woodland mansion. Far away from Unity, he prepared to stay there until he was granted a weak spot where he could easily take over Unity Center. Although the Purge erased Matt's old home from existence, it was the perfect time to strike. With Unity's reconstruction underway, everyone was distracted with their builds. Everyone except SHEADON. SHEADON was walking to FYRE's house on December 30th while Matt was there trying to kidnap Ruff. In an attempt to distract SHEADON, Matt pushed Ruff off of the stairwell and flew away. SHEADON decided this was the final straw. Ever since Matt blew up Unity, SHEADON has been trying to find a way to seek revenge, but today it seemed like murder was the way to go. He was unprepared to battle, but the fit of rage was enough to convince him. SHEADON went to Matt's house. He opened the door to Matt's house and approached him. Matt was skeptical of his visit and suspected SHEADON was there for revenge. After a cliche hero line, SHEADON attacked Matt. I need you to pay for your crimes. Come here! They fought, jumping around his house and trading axe crits, until Matt pushed a button on the floor that dropped Janitor to his death. Dazed, confused, SHEADON stumbled out of Matt's house after watching Matt escape. Saddened by the loss of Janitor, he went to the bar for a drink. In true drunk father fashion, he stumbled into the bar ready to chug some Coors Banquets, his favorite drink. But in the corner of his eye, he noticed a book on the bar. It read, SHEADON, let me start this off by saying Janitor isn't dead. Wait, what? How? Okay, that is so obnoxious, Piggo. You're literally the worst human being in existence. How is Janitor not dead? However, he very much will be if my requirements aren't met. I demand to be inaugurated as King of Unity Center. If this demand is not met, then there will be hell to pay. First, Janitor will die, then your base will be destroyed. I will also turn Unity Center into a wasteland filled with nothing but wither. The server will be like a living hell. You have until tomorrow to meet my demands. If I am to be inaugurated, then I demand an audience at the stage for a small speech. That's right, Janitor was still alive. When Matt pushed the button, Janitor dropped into a pool of water. But there is still danger for Janitor. If SHEADON doesn't inaugurate Matt as president, he will cause war, death, and destruction. SHEADON had no other choice. He must find an audience, and he must inaugurate Matt. In the middle of his speech, Matt declares that SHEADON is exiled from Unity Center, in revenge for being exiled 11 days before. Dodging bows and swords, he was chased to Shaytown. While preparing to move away, Matt arrived in Shaytown. He said he would come back the next day to destroy Shaytown, so SHEADON told him to destroy it now.
And you know, SHEADON, I say we send Tree Prime out with a even bigger bang.
Who broke the bedrock? No! Oh, I have to get out of here. Oh, I need to go. I need to go. I need to go.
SHEADON, this place is no longer yours.
After leaving his destroyed home with nothing to his name, he went to Ted to say his goodbyes and put him out of his misery. As he went to leave Shaytown, MrFyre showed up. FYRE immediately complied with Matt's rule, as he believed that Matt would be stronger and more able to stop this from happening again. You literally complied to his rule at the snap of a finger!
What you were doing, right? It was just, oh no, the leader will make it shit and no one can protect it, la la la. No, with this way, I am able to have some power and I can make this place a better place. All you did was make it go crap. That's why he can take it over that easily, is because you could do nothing to protect it.
If I wanted, you wanted me. So you wanted me to keep the nation, but let all of our pets and all of our lands blow up again.
I'm saying that you should have
threatened
government to protect this from this specific occasion from happening, to make it so that we would be protected. Now with Matt's rule, I'm pretty sure we will be able to do that. You have nothing on us, okay? Nothing.
I will take it back. You know I can murder you so easily.
No.
SHEADON dug out of his mine, now stranded on a small island. Everything he owned was in his ender chest. He needed some help to gear back up and prepare to get Unity Center back. He called upon Frostplayz for help. Frost joined the server for the first time, spawning in Unity Center while FYRE and Matt were also there. He ran, trying to find items to defend himself and a boat to escape on. Eventually, him and SHEADON met halfway between Shaytown and Unity Center, and named the meeting point the country of Russian Shaytown. After Russian Shaytown made themselves known as their own country, Xavier went there as a spy to keep an eye on them. Xavier was hungry for power and for blood. For a while, Xavier just killed Frost and SHEADON over and over for sport. After they received an ender chest from Piggo and SHEADON got his netherite back, he went to FYRE's base and killed him. This was to steal his armor and give it to Frost. When Xavier found out about this, he tried to kill SHEADON while he was AFK. As well as trying to kill SHEADON, he also killed Frost while he was visiting a remote part of the Unity Island. To justify his actions, he said that the unclaimed territories were part of Unity Center. The country Frost and SHEADON both rebelled against.
Wait, tell Xavier to go in VC. Why was he just attacking me? I was AFK.
Hello.
What the hell is wrong with you? You're in our land and you're just killing us for no reason.
Alright. Did I not kill you, and did we not make the agreement that you wouldn't attack us for a week?
No, that was not part of... I said if I won, then you didn't attack us. I never agreed the other way around. It is on recording, and I'll find it. But that wasn't the agreement, so get the hell out of our land.
That was the agreement. What do you mean? I was there, obviously.
Okay, well, either way, why the hell are you just attacking us for no reason? What did we do?
Because you killed... You act like I am not watching your stream.
We literally made a rule that you can't watch the stream. Are you That's the only damn rule and you broke it. That's the only damn rule and you broke it. Go back to your land. Go back to your land right now. And this is just the first straw.
Take your peeps.
Leave us alone or this happens again.
This was the last straw. Xavier had annoyed them too much. SHEADON challenged Xavier to a duel. If Xavier won, he could stay stationed in Russian Shadetown to keep an eye on them. If SHEADON won, Xavier would have to stay away from Russian Shadetown for a week so they could have time to gear up. It was a long battle, but SHEADON was no match for that monster. Xavier had been given totems, potions, and notch apples by Matt. This made him invincible. SHEADON fought well, but inevitably met his downfall. Furious with the results, SHEADON called upon Matt for a treaty. The Treaty of Vodka was written and signed declaring peace between the two nations until Matt and Xavier could be brought to court for their crimes in 2 weeks. This gave SHEADON enough time to gather evidence against them both and devise a plan of action. Before the court case, knowing that it could be Matt's last day as a free man, Matt and SHEADON met at the bar for what they thought was one last time. Matt helped SHEADON prepare to testify against Xavier as both had a resentment toward him. The day of the court case, the original judge Moonlight was unable to attend, so Frost was appointed judge on the condition that he was not allowed to testify for Xavier's crimes against him. First up in the defense was Matt.
So.
That was
Alright.
mean.
Order.
Well, I got, alrighty. So, alright, technically, I did not take Unity Center by force. There was no instilled leader, so how could I have taken it by force? I may have threatened SHEADON for it, however, that was all a bluff. The only thing I could have done was kill Janitor. At the time, I had no TNT or withers to actually do anything to Unity Center. I may have destroyed property, but in a way, SHEADON did too. When I died, all of my stuff was stolen, and I only had a backup of diamond. Alright, let's...
You had to care of your son. Your son.
My son was against me! My son was against me!
He legally got your stuff because he
Yes.
is your son.
Yes, but I couldn't get it back from him.
Mr. Matt, I have a question for you. How did FYRE turn so quickly on SHEADON when
I legitimately
before the
just asked
event?
him. I asked him, oh, FYRE, you want to join me? And he's like, yes. And then you can even ask SHEADON.
Judge, I know the answer to that. When me and FYRE were talking in the rubble of Shadetown, he told me he joined Matt because he could provide better for him. He had the better gear, and FYRE wanted power. That is what he told me.
So there was no bribery.
Objection.
FYRE just wanted to join.
Get in here! Get out of here!
Jabs were thrown by the prosecution and the defense, sharing good points for both. Matt was sure what he had done to become leader was justified, seeing how peaceful Unity Center has been since he was watching over it. SHEADON, on the other hand, was dead set on a high sentence to ensure his anarchist manners would never see the light of day again. Frost was unsure what side he was on in the case. He agreed that Matt was doing a good job, but he also personally felt that the cost at which his victory was made outweighed all the good he had done. Frost had been killed, beaten, and exiled, all in the name of Matt's absolute rule. Now, onto Xavier's
My
trial.
Wi-Fi's
How do you
breaking.
respond to Xavier saying that your stream magically appeared on his screen?
And I know for a
That's
fact
bullshit.
that Shaden would have done
What?
the same exact thing. Shaden would have done the exact same thing to me if I was streaming.
Except for,
and
okay,
you were
okay,
trying to find me.
but do you have proof toward that? Why would I do the exact same thing if I literally made that rule? To be fair, I made that rule.
Do you have proof that I dream sniped you?
Yes, because you told me. There's video evidence of you saying you think I wasn't watching your stream, kid.
You act like I am not watching your stream.
We literally made a rule that you can't watch the stream. Are you? There's video evidence of that.
Just because I tell you something doesn't mean it's true.
That's exactly what that means. That's exactly what that means. You're just you can't BS your way out of court.
In the court!
You can so easily win up the court by bullshitting. Have you seen any of the feminists?
Oh my god. That you can't win a court case with hypotheticals. You can only use facts and evidence.
Where's your facts and evidence of me stream sniping Frost?
I said that was never confirmed. It's only been confirmed that that was only an accusation, and obviously maybe that's false. But you have 100%. You 100% stream snipe me. You 100% stream snipe me.
If I'm being accused of false things, I can be accused of all of this.
Order! The facts are undeniable, Mr. Xavier. How would you find our base when the only possible way would be by stream sniping? There's no possible way you would have found our island in the middle of nowhere by just flying around, okay?
There's no possible way. There's
video
possible way.
There's video evidence. There's video evidence of you admitting to your crimes. So I don't even know why you're trying to defend against the stream sniping part when you literally admitted to it.
Biggo. My friend, Biggo, hey, my friend.
That's not how this works!
Okay, who did I attempt to murder?
Me and Frost on video.
And I actually died.
Wait, tell Xavier to go in VC. Why was he just attacking me? I was AFK.
Yeah, but okay, my comeback for that is Frost. During our duel, during the duel with Shaden.
This happened before the duel.
Once.
Yeah, but I knew that was gonna happen, so I did it first.
You're not a psychic. You can't use psychic abilities to win court.
Okay, frick it. Order! Fricking Biggo, put the signs away.
Xavier was very unprepared for his trial, being found guilty on all but one of his crimes. He was sentenced to 1 day? What? He leaked DMs, stream sniped, and killed multiple people? And he only got 1 day in prison? Matt was then revealed to be found guilty on all but tyranny, leading to his impeachment and exile from Unity Center. But on the bright side, he adopted Xavier as a son and Biggo as a daughter, so that's cool, I guess. Shaden apologized to Matt about the outcome, but before Matt left, he shared to everyone his last request. Dylan and Adam both running for president. Then Matt left, leaving behind all bad blood, for now. Because 3 days after the court case, Matt showed up to Russian Shaytown to talk to Shaden about the election. Matt warned Frost and Shaden that Dylan was the better choice. Shaden disagreed. He already publicly supports Adam, and if Dylan becomes president, Matt could be unexiled and given power. No one could ever predict what that twisted mind would use that power for. The day after the court case, MaybeNoah joined the server. Adopted by Frost, Noah was a backup line of defense for Russian Shaytown. Knowing that Matt would retaliate one day, they needed to be prepared for everything. But 4 days after Noah had joined, he had been experiencing voices in his ear. What at first was just an annoyance became a nuisance in Frost and Noah's lives. Using the Russian Shaytown dojo as a safe haven, Frost tried to cure Noah of his problems. Noah is presented with his pet fish, Chef G. In the fish's presence, Noah was calmer, maybe a little too calm. Frost picks back up the fish, but Noah gets angry. Frost tries to help Noah calm down, but it was too late. Noah had already beaten his own father to death, marking Frost's second canon death in the story. Magic, a fool's game. My favorite explanation of magic is just science that hasn't been explained yet. What if I told you that magic caused the Earth to stop rotating? The same day that Noah killed Frost, Fire and a new member, Biglegs, caused an eternal night. For convenience, we'll call him Trevor. For 72 hours, the world was in a constant state of darkness. It all began when they found a book in Trevor's base. This book was the first step in a scavenger hunt that led to the Cave of Mysteries. In the cave, they were met with a book that promised to forgive them of their sins. When they pressed a mysterious button at the end of the cave, an eternal night had begun. Trevor worked tirelessly trying to fix it. Minutes turned to hours, hours turned to days. Oh, I'm just kidding, no one did anything about it. 72 hours after the eternal night began, the sun miraculously appeared over the horizon. Perfect time for a presidential election. All the votes were in. A Unity SMP member's vote counted as 1 vote, while a Twitch viewer's vote counted as half a vote. SHEADON opened the event at the Unity stage, introducing the candidates and allowing them to give speeches.
SHEADON, we should have rehearsed, but okay.
Well,
Sure.
that's your fault for never playing.
Alright, so... let's see. If I become president, I will make sure to do a very good job of, taking care of the... Unity Center, and, yeah.
Yeah, imagine all the women this man gets, why wouldn't you vote for him? Imagine all the women this man gets, you gotta vote for him. Okay, actually voting's already closed, so never mind. Okay, Dylan's turn.
Alright, my fellow my fellow Unity SMPers, now let me be clear. I would like to say that Adam here, you are a good man, alright? But I mean, does he really know what he's doing here? He's at the game for like 2 months, right? Again, no offense. I appreciate it, G. And your mustache, yeah, it's cute too. Okay, so Adam, yeah, he's been playing the game for like what, 2 months? I mean, yeah, you're a good person, like I said. I'd appreciate it if you put the sword away when you're behind me.
Go with the sword. No, Adam! Okay.
Again, like I said, so, I mean, you know, like,
Look at the muscles on that man, though. Where did everyone go? There's only 2 people in the audience.
On the other hand, I do know what I'm doing, so I know how to protect this place. I know what you and you and you and you and you and you and you want.
Among the audience was MrFyre, Xavier, Noah, and Liam. When speeches had concluded and everyone was seated, SHEADON counted the votes. Adam had won by 1 vote. Adam and SHEADON celebrated while some voters were angered by the decision. In the midst of the excitement, SHEADON noticed something was wrong. Dylan was nowhere to be seen. He had just lost an election and he didn't even stay to give a statement. But SHEADON has a sneaking suspicion. He starts slowly walking toward Adam's house, and suddenly hears an explosion. Everyone ran toward the sounds, and standing over the TNT craters was Matt and Dylan. Furious about the decision the voters had made, Dylan was over governments, over order, and over this entire server. Dylan orders everyone to take off their armor as he gives a small speech.
So,
I just do
this right here.
Helmet.
This is what happens when I don't know, I guess the people don't get what they want, aka not electing me. And Adam here, like I said, he doesn't know what he's doing. Good guy, but he doesn't know what he's doing. And
Adam knows what he's doing. Don't even.
Yeah, I don't think so. So, and thing is, Jaden, what is Adam? He's gonna support your rules, right? Your rules are no anarchy, follow the rules. The thing is, the people want anarchy, man. I know I want it too, but I think the people want it as well. And you know, he agrees. He agrees. So, I'm going to give you all like a couple of options here. Get rid of that creeper. So. You can either A, support Adam, you can B, be neutral, or C, support me, and Matt over here. Anyway, we are Loggers Legion. Loggers, alright, it's pretty log, right?
Shadow, where do I go?
And
Xavier.
I
Xavier,
declare war on the now
stick with us, please.
Elected president of Unity. Hey, what the hell? Alright, so I, the commander of Loggers Legion, and my troops here, declare war.
Xavier, you're making me
Unity
dizzy.
Center under the new rule of Adam over there.
This
so
is a
consider the Unity Revolution begun.
He formed the Loggers Legion, a team of anarchists who aimed to take Unity Center by force. The Legion consisted of Noah, Liam, Piggo, Matt, and Dylan. To oppose the Legion, SHEADON and Adam formed the League of Nations. This team consisted of SHEADON, Xavier, Adam, SwerveTrooper, and MrFyre. In an attempt to negotiate for peace, SHEADON, SwerveTrooper, and MrFyre went invisible to try to kill and steal from MaybeNoah. Their goal was to make a deal to give his stuff back if they had peace. When they got to the Legion hideout, the portal entrance was guarded by Matt, Liam, and Dylan. There was a long-fought battle, but it ended in the deaths of Liam, Trooper, and Noah. SHEADON tried to use Liam's armor as a bargaining chip, but they declined. Desperately wanting to take advantage of as much time as possible, SHEADON handed over his and MrFyre's gear to the Legion in order to buy time until the final battle. This peace was short-lived, however, because MaybeNoah and Dylan blew up the Russian Shaytown dojo and statue. In retaliation, SHEADON blew up Dylan's farm. The final showdown started on February 7th. It was a 4v4 battle with Dylan, Liam, Noah, and Piggo with the Legion and SHEADON, FYRE, Frost, and Adam on the League side. When the battle began, Frost and Noah fought. Frost showed Noah his fish one more time to try and remind him of the good times, before they had to worry about inner demons and voices. Noah blamed that fish for his burdens. Not only that, he blamed Frost for every bad thing that has gone down since he joined. In a fit of rage, Noah killed Chef G. In a last-ditch effort to stop Noah, Frost laid down his sword and dared Noah to kill him. Noah struggled to comprehend the request, but eventually powered through his demons and overcame his inner darkness. After regaining his spirit, Noah joined the League of Nations. Frost and Adam were both killed by Piggo soon after. While fighting Liam, SHEADON declared Matt a coward for not showing up, and told Dylan to meet him at his tower. Dylan tried one last time to convince SHEADON to join the Legion, but he declined and drew his sword. Dylan managed to overpower SHEADON and kill him, but not before he could tell SHEADON that he was his father. When Xavier finally showed up, the League resented him for failing to provide the team with what they needed to win. Without Xavier, they were all deprived of totems, notch apples, potions, and end crystals. Xavier tried to fight, but also eventually got defeated, as well as every other person who participated in this battle except for Dylan. After the League was all left unarmed, the Legion took over Unity Center and Russian Shaytown and bombed them both. When Matt finally arrived to the battle, SHEADON went to confront him at his lab, where he had been storing SwerveSoldier's remains. SHEADON finally began to contemplate what anarchy could do for Unity. We couldn't stop them because Xavier didn't show up either. He's being all Mr. Hopeful, he's saying that he's gonna kill all of them by himself, but we both know that he's not that great at the game.
Especially now that I'm here, I don't think he has a chance.
Okay.
SHEADON, let me tell you one thing. Unless you're willing to steep down to anarchy, you can't be anarchy. Anarchy is something... It's almost like a unstoppable force. You know, you physically can't stop anarchy.
We had everything planned out. We probably most likely would have won if Xavier freaking showed up. Xavier didn't show up. I am blaming... Matt, you're the master of it. I need revenge. I'm not letting this slide on Xavier. He caused everything. I know you're gonna say, oh, it's not Xavier's fault, it's anarchy.
I once told you long ago that revenge is a fool's game. When I showed you my lab, I told you that. Now, unless you're willing to stoop down to my level, I doubt that... How do I put this? Unless you're willing to stoop down to my level, I doubt that you can actually... get revenge. Let's put it at that.
He began to brainstorm revenge on Xavier for not being there for the League. Matt showed SHEADON a portal in the lab, which they discovered led to Earth 2. Through countless hours of experimentation, Matt managed to breach a portal through the multiverse. Matt and SHEADON walked to Xavier's base, eventually arguing with each other about their plans for the server and how they interfered with each other. SHEADON decided the only way to stop Matt was to put him down. With the swing of a golden axe, SHEADON killed Matt, for good. Without Matt, the Legion was dealt a serious blow, but it wasn't enough to stop Dylan from taking over Unity Center for himself. The Legion celebrated their victory, while the League disbanded. SHEADON was lost, experiencing a schism where neither side of the server fit his goals. While he disagreed with the chaos and destruction put upon Unity by the Legion, the anarchists understood the vendetta SHEADON is living with now that Xavier had failed him. On the other hand, the League lived more peacefully, only fighting for the greater good, but they would resent the evil deeds SHEADON had planned for the server. In trying to figure himself out as a first step to anarchy, he spawned 2 withers in MrFyre's base. Once the peaceful man who established a peaceful colony, now he has killed 4 times, blown up property, lied to comrades, negotiated with terrorists, and he believes he is too far gone. When nowhere on their Earth felt like home anymore, SHEADON used Matt's portal and moved away to Earth 2, leaving his country, leaving his home, and leaving his friends. With the leadership of SHEADON now gone, Noah and Frost left their homes in Russian Shadetown and moved to their new colony, a redesigned Unity Center called Noahsville. Now that his closest anarchist ally was dead, Dylan was lacking a negative influence to motivate him on his dark path. Now that he had power over Unity Center, he decided he didn't need to maintain the anarchy to keep the country safe. As time went on, Unity slowly transitioned to a colony for peace once again. Until